Okay, so this is the Go Home Raw heading into Hell in a Cell, or Hell in the Cell, as John Cena put it. I will first discuss some of the bad that happened. Apparently, John Cena is now medically cleared, but he instead is playing the part of Paul Heyman to Ryback. He's the hype man. He then challenged CM Punk to a match, which went nowhere, which is good because those two probably deserve an actual pay-per-view now. Or maybe Team Cena will face Team Heyman at Survivor Series. Who knows? AJ was relieved of her duties because she's been fraternizing with the talent. That would have been last week when John Cena asked AJ out for a business date. Yeah. And in her place, we get Vickie Guerrero. So Vickie Guerrero gets to become the supervising manager of Raw because AJ had a date with John Cena. So a woman who in the past has been romantically linked to both Edge and her current client Dolph Ziggler gets to take the place of AJ because she went on a date with John Cena. That seems logical. So then she makes two blockbuster announcements. One is for Team Hell No. The other is she booked a champion versus champion match. That's right, Sheamus takes on CM Punk as the main event of Raw, with the largest lumberjack match in the history of Raw. Or as I call it, hey, you still have a job. Ironically, when they did that roundabout, Mason Ryan still has a job. He's got long hair, but Mason Ryan's still employed by the E. Who wasn't at ringside, of course, was Ezekiel Jackson, who's currently injured. But it was weird, you know. The Divas had a match. Oh wait, no, they didn't. But for the pay-per-view, they've got it. Yeah, essentially, Kaitlyn told Eve that she knows that Eve sent a email to Oksana to put on a blonde wig to attack her from behind so they could blame Beth Phoenix. And she knows this because she read her iPad and took a photo of it. Therefore, Eve was finally able to make her heel turn? Did anybody truly believe that she was a good Eve Torres? No. And then Kaitlyn and Eve kind of fought near a craft service table. And then Layla showed up in like Daisy Dukes and like a skin-tight shirt because that's what she walks around with backstage. Tried to separate the two of them. Eve pushed her, and then the two of them began to push her again into the craft service table. Why do they still have a title again? So those are more of the kind of bizarre, awkward moments. Oh, wait, I forgot. Team Hell No also got to have a dating game show-esque moment when they declined the newlywed game against their #1 contenders, who decided it was beneath them to do it, and therefore did not. It was weird, awkward, and it's a time killer. Now we'll go through the actual matches themselves. Rhodes Scholars took on Team Luchador. Decent match, you know. Ray hasn't been feeling very good recently, so you can kind of tell that they weren't going to win. Nice back and forth cross was on Ray. 1, 2, 3. Team Hell No is taking on the Team Rhodes Scholars at Hell in a Cell. At this point in time, I think Team Hell No still has some traction, but that should be an amazing match against Rhodes Scholars. So for Hell in a Cell, I'm picking Team Hell No to retain their title. Kofi Kingston took on Michael McGillicuddy and beat him, like we know he should. Miz faced Ryback. Ryback destroyed him, like we knew he would. So now, in the match between the return match for the IC title between Kofi and The Miz is currently 0-4. That's really sad. How do you have a guy who's 0-4 going to a championship match? You know, I picture Kofi to retain. It'd be a good, solid match, and I think those two can have a pretty solid feud. And Kofi needs this to solidify himself as another main event wrestler. Ziggler took on Daniel Bryan in an absolutely epic match. Beautiful back and forth, lots of great movement to it. You know, you got to see Daniel Bryan break out some moves you haven't seen him throw together in the E. Beautiful, beautiful match. Kane came down, tried to get the crowd behind him by chanting yes. Daniel wanted nothing about it on the second rope, chanting no. Pop up from behind him, Dolph Ziggler, second turnbuckle zigzag, 1, 2, 3. Great, solid match, easily match of the night. And of course, Ziggler mentioned he will challenge whoever the champion is for the World Heavyweight Championship, which would be good. Big Show took on Kane. Right hand of doom. Show gets the victory. Alberto Del Rio took on Zack Ryder, again in his epic feud with Zack Ryder. Decent match, good back and forth, you know. Zack Ryder, knowing that he's going to lose, so it's a really good effort. Really solid effort. That having been said, Del Rio and Orton at Hell in a Cell. To be honest, Del Rio doesn't win that much at pay-per-views. I mean, he first got destroyed by Sheamus for the past 6, 7 months, however long their feud was. He really does need this win, and Orton's taking time off to film movies. Orton doesn't need that much. If Del Rio wins, it puts him back in the title hunt, where he does not need to be. So I'd actually like to see Orton win this. I think Orton needs to win this to have Del Rio get knocked down a little bit and put him more in a mid-card feud. And that way then, Orton can potentially feud with, if Dolph Ziggler's champion, Ziggler, and really help cement Ziggler. Or we'll see Ziggler feud with John Cena to really cement him as a main event guy. The Sheamus CM Punk Uber Lumberjack match. Great, solid, nice back and forth like you knew these two guys would have. Of course, they do the run-ins towards the end. Cesaro takes a big boot. Someone else, Jinder Mahal took a big boot. Show chokeslam Sheamus, 1, 2, 3, CM Punk wins. Ryback comes down, everyone parts ways. Ryback demolishes Punk. So now, on to the two, big matches. Sheamus and the Big Show. To be honest, I don't see Big Show holding that title. He doesn't need it. If Big Show does get the title and Ziggler cashes it in, I really want to see Ziggler beat Show in under 48 seconds. But I'm picturing it'll probably end up being Sheamus. Ziggler, who should be at ringside. He should sit at ringside for that whole match. And when the match is done, hop in the ring, zigzag, hand his briefcase, wait for the guy to get up, zigzag, 1, 2, 3, and become the champion. I like Sheamus and all, but man, happy-go-lucky Sheamus is kind of dull. And him feuding with Show is equally dull. He's not going to fight Barrett. Doesn't really matter if he's going to fight Show. They need to do something on that show to really help live the title picture. Ryback and CM Punk. The E has super painted himself into a corner. With how they're really pushing the super long title reign of CM Punk, you can't at the same time have him take on the undefeated Ryback. Because if Ryback loses this match, it could hurt his credibility in the long run, even the short run. And if CM Punk loses and Ryback becomes champion, it more or less puts him at number 9. When he needs to surpass John Cena. It also means they had to put the title back onto somebody because in January, guess what? Someone's feuding with The Rock. And it's probably not going to be the guy who hasn't talked yet. What, is Rock going to cut a promo and have to go against Feed Me More? Will John Cena still be the mouthpiece for Ryback up until the time he feuds with Rock? Doubtful. So how are they going to do this? You have to do some sort of run-ins, and this is when I think it'd be great to bring back Lesnar. I think if you have Lesnar go in the ring, attack Ryback for Punk to get the victory, good. Just as easily then go from, well, you're going to have Ryback and Lesnar feud, or just easily have Lesnar kind of go, you know, Punk, I saved your title. I want a shot at it. Puts Heyman in the center, and that also could be a really solid match. Or you have those guys start to develop other heels together to help take on a team of faces at the Survivor Series. Either way, it works. Only left out one match. Justin Gabriel took on Tony Cesaro again. Like the match from last week, it was nice and solid. This time, Gabriel got the victory. Why we didn't see matches with Tyson Kidd and Cesaro, I don't know. Kidd could just as easily be in that same position. But with Gabriel, looks pretty good. You know, he's really nice, fluid movement in the ring. I almost want to see him take on someone like Sin Cara.